You're listening to DraftKings Network.
You know that sound. It's the sound of money hitting your Venmo account, a friend paying you back, or maybe it's getting cash back from your favorite business when you pay with the Venmo debit card, or it's realizing you can pay with Venmo at checkout at thousands of brands. Now, there are so many more ways to answer the question, what's your Venmo? Download Venmo today. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Dosh Cashback terms apply. You know that sound. It's the sound of money hitting your Venmo account, a friend paying you back, or maybe it's getting cash back from your favorite business when you pay with the Venmo debit card, or it's realizing you can pay with Venmo at checkout at thousands of brands. Now, there are so many more ways to answer the question, what's your Venmo? Download Venmo today. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Dosh Cashback terms apply.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is brought to you by Venmo.
Excellent enthusiasm, Roy. You brought strength and effervescence to the beginning of that segment.
Here's the situation here. I got to read the billboard, and then I got to turn your mics on. I got to do all that at the same time.
It's really hard to do all of those things at the
In
same
Roy's
time.
defense, it is a lot that you got it going on. And also, I felt like we did Venmo last segment. If we're going to be honest with you, you should have been fine.
Okay.
Sometimes
Well,
they
I
sell
didn't
them
read
as
the billboard.
bumpers. No, you did great, Roy.
Thank you.
It's hard.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank
We
you,
run
Roy.
I appreciate
a loose ship around here. You may have noticed, based on everything you just saw in the last hour, that we went to the worst of the three sporting events this weekend with 8 people, the basketball exhibition game. And I have yet to see any content from that produced by the 8 people who just went to San Francisco to party. And so, yes, the low standard around here is such that Roy doing that board is about the best that we can do around here. But a heroic effort by Billy these are tough media times, There aren't a lot of... Everyone does see what's happening with the media, right? And the content.
Here we go.
And the content industry and Hollywood collapsing and everything. Everyone does see that that's happening, yes? Or is that something that has not yet been felt?
Captain America did fine.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay, so everything's fine? Everyone thinks everyone's fine?
Anthony Mackie was there at the Daytona 500. He said, "Gentlemen, start your engines." But he had a weird cadence.
Is he a fan of the Le Batard show?
I doubt it.
Okay.
It didn't seem like there was anyone there who's a fan of the Le Batard show. I will tell you guys that when I walked in here, and this is what I like to assume after 20 years would be on Stugotz's computer, I just walked in, and what's on his computer is Troy Brown and Troy Brown stats. I have no idea why. I don't know where Stugotz went that first hour.
Well, I was just kind of seeing where Hawk could have gone had he stayed with New England, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Troy Brown had 117 catches one year. I mean,
That's solid. That's solid.
So you're just saying you're looking through the internet at what Hawk could have been if he was tough enough to be miserable around the Patriot way and be with the best quarterback ever for a season if he didn't want to be at home with the kids.
There were so many other dynamics going on that would have made it hard, Stu, okay?
I know. I understand.
I'm glad we have his expertise here, though, because I was being mocked here yesterday, and I want to get the group in on this, and I want Hawkins to answer this question as the only one here, I believe, who could answer this question.
121 catches, 1,200 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Troy Brown. I mean,
How old do you think Hawk is?
I don't know.
I'm going to guess that he is 36, 37, close to 40.
Troy Brown was out of the league a number of years by the time Hawk joined the league. It would have been different teams that they would not have been teammates.
No.
More catches for
Well, he was
for
just
Hawk.
all he was looking at is look. Troy Brown wasn't even a receiver.
like a DB.
Well, no, he was a receiver.
No, he was.
famously,
He
but
was for
played,
them, but
he played two ways.
Yeah.
Well, but it wasn't. He came out as a cornerback, was he not? And then they just used him as receiver.
No,
or was
the
it
other
the
way around.
reverse?
I think it was the
Okay.
reverse.
Yes.
All right. My
Which is
bad.
where I thought Stugotz was going with Googling that. I thought it was going to be a Travis Hunter comp, which I'm like, hey, that's not bad. That's not bad comp. That's pretty good for Stu.
Well,
but then it was not.
This is what I want help with, though. Okay, so the group was making fun of me, Billy, journalist that he is, and me, journalist that I'm not anymore. I made the mistake last week of reporting erroneously that Walter Payton played without socks.
Oh, yeah.
Jared Payton, his son, corrected me yesterday and said, no, it wasn't socks, it was insoles. And so the group thought to itself, haha, Dan is wrong. But I thought to myself, playing without insoles seems like something that would hurt more than playing without socks. Like, it was worse than I even thought. So tell me what's right there as someone who knows what that game does to feet.
Yeah.
The idea, Walter Payton liked to feel the cleats on the bottom of his feet, and so he removed the insoles.
Right.
I think those protect his feet more than socks would.
Feetness.
Yeah, insoles is worse. To play with no insoles in now look, this is the 80s? So I don't know what insoles were like then, right? It could have very well been a thin piece of paper, right? Because they weren't exactly modernizing the technology of cleats at the time. But for me, it would be harder for me to play without insoles than it would be to play without socks.
It would just also hurt a
it
great
would
deal
hurt.
more,
And my
right?
feet hurt so much constantly at like all day. My feet hurt all the time. I have a bunion that is the size of a damn ping pong ball.
Huh.
I got
All
a guy
from
that could
football.
fix that for you.
Yeah, give me a
Yeah.
number, man.
name's Kyle.
Is he driving a white van outside?
No,
Circuit
this guy was legit. He was super
Okay,
tall, though.
'cause I
Like,
wouldn't want it from Dan's guy.
that podiatrist office that I went to like years ago to have bunion surgery, I thought, man, if they had like a rec basketball team, they would kill it. All the doctors were like 6'7". It was the strangest office
well,
I've
that's
ever been
because
to.
they're like their feet hurt. Usually, the bigger the people, the more their feet hurt. So they probably have a passion for fixing people's feet.
Feet doctors are weird though, right? Like, if we're
I've
gonna be
never
honest,
been to
like-
one. Clearly,
You know,
But I'm just
actually,
saying, like-
Billy, I found out my best friend's dating a foot doctor. The foot doctor
out.
does everything from the ankle down. The ankle surgeries are part of podiatry. I never knew that. I just thought he was like really into toes.
Oh, really? I had ankle surgery. I don't know if it wasn't a podiatrist, so it was another.
I mean, they just explained that. to you. They just explained that, Hawk. Were you not following that?
I don't think the ankle's like
think it was a
exclusive to the foot
esthetician
doctor.
that did it?
No.
Were you not listening
you
when
wax
Like
she
your
getting like an
said?
ankle
eyebrows, or-
lift? Yeah, like what are we doing here?
You weren't listening when she
I
said
was.
below the podiatrist is just the foot is what she.
Well, no, she said that he also does ankles.
No, I don't think I don't think the ankle has to be that, doctor, but they do cover that as well. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
she was saying that the podiatrist does do ankles, and I was saying mine did not. Mine was not a podiatrist who did my ankles.
Put it on the poll, please, at Lebitard Show. Are feet doctors weird? Because I think podiatry in a van would be bad. I know that South Florida, you can find a normal-looking civilian residential home where they will check your feet.
Yep.
That is something you can find in Miami. But I draw the line at the van is driving around and we will check your feet. And I'm somebody. You guys will both not be surprised by this and be horrified by it. I'm doing a variety of different things, and I have to give blood every couple of months to get my blood tested. And I do it in the alley behind my house. Like that somebody comes over, and because I have to rush to work and get it in the right time, people would drive by and see me in the back of a van, a suburban actually.
Is heroin the variety of things you're doing?
And and they would see me getting a needle to the arm with my arm wrap. That is a photograph that can be
in a van?
In a suburban.
What are you
about?
talking
I like how he's getting out in front of this story. That's smart of him. I like what he just did there. He gets out in front of the photos that are clearly going to drop.
Dude, that Suburban
some point-
100% has a heat license plate.
Or a black Miami, University of Miami license.
No, or
plate.
Miami-Dade, like student parking decal on it.
This whole like Jarrett Payton thing's been a setup for Dan to get ahead of the photos that are going to come out.
Yes, you guys will. You could also see me FaceTiming her son, who's a giant Dolphin fan, to do a private sports show for him because he wants to know the latest on Tua, as his mom has a needle in my arm.
What'd you tell him? I mean,
I just talked to him a little bit about in general. It's a frail situation.
That's nice of you. I know how much you probably hate that.
Oh, man.
How did basketball players used to play in Converse?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Every time I put on Converse, I'm like, man, these offer Yeah, shout out to Converse if they're a sponsor of the show.
out
Love
to
your shoes,
Converse.
but horrible ankle support. And the idea that like the NBA players used to play in Converse and like this was a great evolution of like the shoe for them is insane.
Like the next level of athletic footwear. But that's why I'm a little bit more forgiving of players at that era and the way that they look when they move. Because I'm
Same.
like,
I always
they're
think
wearing
of this. They're wearing like
church
cardboard
shoes. So-
strapped to their feet.
Exactly. They've tied up construction paper on their feet, and they're asked to look as athletic as the guys do now.
And they're eating like the nastiest shit.
Yes, and their shorts are way too high for them to maneuver at the speed that they'll need
Just
to.
such a bad wedgie. It's just an unbelievably
There's no way that's
bad
comfortable.
wedgie.
There's no way that they put that uniform together and said, you know what? Now this is built for speed.
You could dance in it though. I learned that this weekend.
Kugler did.
I mean, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points wearing Converse.
He was a foot taller than everybody else. That's not.
I want to ask, though, about this because there is something that happens all the time in sports and in sports coverage where I believe you caring is something that is underestimated on what that costs when you talk about walking through life now with feet that hurt all the time. I think about this all the time with basketball players. Like, I can't imagine what the pain of those feet. LeBron James's feet, I don't care how much work he is getting with science and
They
medicine.
have to hurt, yes.
Like, I'm thinking that he's going to go through life and that people don't actually understand what the pain trades are to be great at what it is that you're doing. Last time I talked to Hawk, he just told such a delightful story about his greatest highlight in the NFL and how it is that he was in the open field and he was scared because it's trampling herds coming from every direction, and he's in the open field and he is jittering around everyone.
Yes.
And scared. And I just don't understand. I don't think that people watching have any earthly idea what the sacrifice is you guys make. None. And I say that as someone who also doesn't understand.
I hate to be the devil's advocate on something that makes me look awesome. So let me preface this by that. But yes, it is a scary thing. But I'm also weirdly wired to love that kind of stuff. I am the kind of person that believes football players are born, they're not made. And for me, that's where the confidence that I could play amongst those giants and be in that world came from. Not because I thought I was awesome. It's because it's all I wanted to do. And like, I'm not kidding, I miss being sore on Mondays and Tuesdays. I miss the feeling of being like, yo, I cannot even walk right now because I just left it all out on the field. I miss physical contact. That's a weird thing to say, but I truly mean, like when I play basketball once every 14 months, and I'm playing and I'm trying to be a normal civilian, and then someone will get super aggressive with me and like be like, "Oh, you're a little guy, let me bump you," and it turns me on so much. Like I get chills, and I'm like, "Oh, you just gave me the green light. I'm gonna run into you at full speed, and I don't care anything about what happens to my body." So it is a little bit like where that's just naturally who I am as a person as well.
Well, I mean no disrespect though, because but you didn't answer my question.
Oh, okay, sorry. I do that a lot.
You
also football.
But the reason you didn't answer it, because I don't mean to disrespect you when I say that any human being should be afraid running around in a secondary. It's a respect of what it is that you do. Any normal mortal considering consequences at your side would worry about, am I going to get blindsided by a 360-pound defensive tackle that I don't see who happens to be running 4.6 in this direction?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I mean, you have a particular set of skills that help protect you. But also, it's like when I was a kid and I had nothing, I would always like, how I would convince myself to do something would be like, would you do this for $1 million? We all play that game. And so like when I would be going through it, I'd be like, hey, this is for $1 million. And I would do this weird thing where I trick my mind into believing that eventually I would be paid $1 million for running through the Stampede unprotected.
I believe it's.
I do it for less.
I believe it's a different mentality than everyone here would have, and I think I have this right when I ask the question: who do you guys think among us? Right? Because when he says he lives for some of this stuff that includes physical contact, I'm always thinking when watching sports. And Anthony Edwards will articulate, oh, my God, do I love shit talking? Do I love going back and forth with somebody? In our workplace, I think if everyone shit-talked each other that way, everyone would get their feelings hurt. Like that we're not built the way that Andrew Hawkins is built, where, oh, you want to compete some more? Okay, I'm going to come over the top, and anything you say isn't going to bother me, and I'm going to keep my composure. But I believe that the shit-talking on the average professional court or field is so intense that all of us would shrink from it.
Are you asking, like, if there was shit talking in this environment, or if we went and were playing football
NFL,
and
right.
there was shit talking?
I'm saying that, is there anyone...
Because, like, it'd be weird if someone just ran up and tackled Hawk just because while he's doing a show, you know? Like,
that It would be weird, yes.
Billy, you suck today, you idiot.
Would be more great
Screw you,
content
Billy.
From Billy Gilda.
Not great shit talk.
Most of us have played sports, though, and probably been shit talked or involved in shit talk.
Well, that's the thing about the, like...
In that setting, it's like, yeah, that's part of
the
it.
regular workplace, that's what I like, is an adjustment because you miss that. The cool part about shit talking is that we get to resolve it immediately. So when Jeff Teague is going to shit talk LeBron's going to dominate him, and then for 20 years, Jeff could be like, yeah, I was wrong there. He was pretty good. And I have those stories too, but it's like we get to go out on the field and see exactly what the result can be, and that's the cool part. Whereas in the workplace, that's where the frustration comes in because it's all subjective.
This is probably one of the most psychotic sentences ever, but like when you're playing sports, like and you like have like a situation like where you get hit or whatever, there's nothing like the taste of blood. Like as soon as you get the taste of blood in your mouth, like, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
shaking
awesome.
my head, but I completely disagree because that is lunatic behavior.
You ever get shit talked?
You're more whacked out than me, man.
You ever get shit talked, but you also know that you're bad?
Yes.
So it's just because that was me. Like when I played football briefly, and they're like, "Low man wins. You suck so much." I know.
You're trying the best I can.
I'm 6'2", playing DN. You keep saying low man wins. This guy's 5'4", and his nickname is Cheeks, and he weighs 275.
The idea that Billy loves the taste of blood in his mouth.
It's
Just a little bit.
It's the most shocking thing he's ever said.
Well, because it's not in any
the
way
right
true.
environment,
Yes.
though.
When you
Like-
miss the pole vaulting
No, like
match.
on a field, like you're like, oh, this is a good taste. At home, you're like, oh, I gotta call someone. Like this is a problem. I should be tasting blood right now.
Why are you tasting blood so much? I think that's more the concern.
I can romanticize some of the pain things in sports. I believe, was it Forrest Griffin that we were talking to that one time, the MMA fighter, and we asked him about whether or not he liked pain or not, because it seemed to be something that the warrior mentality embraced. We'll see if Roy can find that sound. But I wasn't saying shit talking in this environment. I am simply saying that I don't believe any one of us wouldn't get their feelings hurt by somebody starting shit talk on us in sports.
It depends on the insecurities.
I don't think we have any good shit talkers here, is my point, that would absorb it well and then come back with greater strength. Let's hear from Forrest Griffin here as he answers my ridiculous question.
Do you like pain?
That's a silly question. No, I like ice cream. I don't like pain.
There it is. I like ice cream. I don't like pain.
I feel like you're projecting. I played competitive sports my whole life, and you're just kind of brushing right past. Billy's telling you he likes the taste
I like
of blood,
the
and you're
my own.
brushing
Yeah,
right
but that's a
past
lie.
I do like shit talking too.
How dare you?
I feel like I'm good. Quick
think
on my
you'd be
feet, rebuttals
Also-
wise.
Dan, you shit talk the video team every day. So.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Mattel, Heinz, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the business behind the business, making and selling, and for shoppers, buying. Simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. No one does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Heinz uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Batard, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Batard to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Batard.
All right, I know I got to do this ad read, but hold on. Let me reapply. Did you hear that? Yep, that's my new favorite lip gloss from NYX Cosmetics. Now I'm ready to talk to you. I've been a huge fan of NYX Cosmetics for many years now. In fact, I use their Thick It, Stick It brow gel every single day. So you can imagine my excitement when we recently received a special delivery to the Batard studios from our friends over at NYX Cosmetics. And there it was. When I opened the box, glowing, I heard the angels sing, "Ah." It's their latest lip gloss fat oil lip drip. It's NYX Cosmetics' first lip oil of its kind. This creamy lip oil will have your lips dripping with fat perks. You get all the shine of a lip gloss and none of the stickiness while experiencing 12-hour hydration. I'm usually a matte lip gloss kind of gal. My normal go-to is NYX Cosmetics lip gloss, the Lingerie XXL. But after applying the status update shade, I have found my new go-to lip gloss. Fat Oil Lip Drip has high shine finish with comfortable wear and none of the sticky texture. A lip product that's hydrating, non-sticky, and only $9? Now that's a win. Try Fat Oil Lip Drip from NYX Professional Makeup. Available in 14 universally flattering shades. Find your perfect Fat Oil Lip Drip. Shop now at nyxcosmetics.com or a retailer near you.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is sponsored by BetterHelp. We talk a lot about red flags, the warning signs that tell us to stay away from toxic relationships. But what if we spent more time looking for green flags? You know, the signs that a relationship is actually healthy, supportive, and worth investing in. So what are some green flags to look out for? Good communication, emotional safety, mutual respect, and someone who genuinely listens to you. Whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or even a coworker, recognizing these positive traits can help you build relationships that truly love you back. And if you're not sure how to spot them or even how to practice them yourself, therapy can help. It's not just for people going through major challenges. Therapy can teach you positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, how to show up as the best version of yourself. BetterHelp is accessible, affordable, and convenient with over 30,000 licensed therapists and a fully online platform so you can find the right match for you. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/DLB today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DLB.
Dan Le Batard.
I don't like smelly either.
Stugotz.
Women stay home in the kitchen where they belong.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
There was this famous incident of Shannon Sharp shit-talking Derek Thomas that led to Derek Thomas having, like 6 unsportsmanlike calls on him.
Well, do you know that this is actually, that you said that because that was my reporting, that story. Like, I'm not,
Wow.
I'm not kidding. No, I'm going to tell you. Here, I'll do it for myself. Hate it.
Look at me,
You were very close with Derek.
You earned it.
Thank you.
That and the Pell Grant.
This story actually, gosh, somebody's got to find this. It was a story about sex and the Super Bowl. And I think the story, the 20th paragraph, was something about the Dallas Cowboys having that White House that they had where they were, a bunch of the players had a secret house for parties.
Did you mention Eugene Robinson in that story?
No, that happened. No.
That happened before.
I don't know, but this particular story is me calling Derek Thomas in order to get that story about Shannon Sharp. See if you can find the details there. Derek Thomas, and he was somebody who was considered sort of like a pillar of integrity in his community and somebody that wouldn't get weirdly emotional during a game. I think he got several flags for unsportsmanlike conduct, and he was ejected, and Shannon Sharp won in the biggest way that winning can happen because he got personal in some place that was about women. And I called Derek Thomas, and I asked him if that story was true. And Derek Thomas, who I had a good relationship with, hung up on me.
So, yes.
And I've never gotten from Shannon Sharp that story of what it is that he was saying that made Derek Thomas so crazy that in a primetime Monday night game, one of the stars of the league, I got several penalties made crazy by Shannon Sharp, and I'm pretty sure got ejected.
Yeah, that is a part of the sport, and there is like layers to the shit talk because there's like the situations, kind of like what Mike is talking about. I've been in the league, and I've been shit talking someone who is clearly superior to my playing ability. And I'm like, man, I cannot wait for this game to get over because I'm writing checks that my ass can't cash. And so you're like, you go through this game and you're being dominated and you're trying and you're like, God, I just want to get out of here. And then there is the version where you're like, I got to get this person out of the game, out of their game and focused on something else.
You tried this with James Harrison, didn't you?
I did it because it was just fun. It was like, James Harrison focusing on trying to kill me and not focusing on getting the quarterback was like, A, it helps my team, but also it's like playing a little bit of a game of chicken. It's like, man, am I going to make it out of this game without dying? I didn't that game specifically. I went to the hospital. But the whole thrill of being like, man, I wonder if I can do this and get away with it.
Did the taste of your own blood get you going, though?
It did, man.
When you came to?
When I came to, I'm like, what is that? Oh, did we have a party? Yes, we did.
Derek Thomas was flagged 3 times on one drive because of Shannon Sharp, who kept reciting his girlfriend's phone number at the time. That's the report here.
Oh, that's a hard one, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
Hardest I've ever taken some shit talking was from the crowd. High school basketball game, and my brother was playing for the Bengals at the time, and they were not very good. And they started chanting a bunch of stuff about my brother. Like, I'm okay if you shit talk me, but that got under my skin so bad. I played horribly, and then after the game, I tried to go up in the student section and fight. And yeah, it was like one of those. That was the one time where I wish I could. Penn Cambria was the name of the high school. They got me good, Penn Cambria. But this war isn't over.
You can't be emotional with this stuff, right? It has to be a bit strategic. Like once you get into, it was crazy to watch that happen to Derek Thomas on national television. 3 penalties on one drive because he just wants to fight Shannon Sharp, and Shannon Sharp can't have a greater victory in his Hall of Fame career than that.
Goodness gracious,
than making someone so crazy with his mouth, a Hall of Famer so crazy with his mouth that he got him ejected from the game.
He was doing it before every snap. Reciting the phone number.
Roy, what other information do you have? Somebody needs to ask Shannon Sharp about this. He might find some of this. I mean, Derek Thomas was very respected, and that's a secret that probably is something that Shannon Sharp wouldn't have wanted revealed.
Well, CBS Sports reports that because Derek Thomas had died and he was asked after his death that Shannon Sharp will never reveal what he actually said to Shannon Sharp, to Derek Thomas during the game.
Evidently, does Stugotz have some bad reporting there, or does he have better reporting than Roy has when he gives us the details that I did not know? Because I was calling Derek Thomas to ask him what was happening there when he was still alive, and so I did not have that answer to the question. I don't know what the answer to the question.
Are you shit-talking Roy's reporting right now?
I think that Stugotz just dominated Roy's reporting, and you accuse me of projection. I would not like shit talking. Yeah. It would be unpleasant.
Just for the record, someone else could have that detail that played during that game, and Shannon Sharp can still maintain being respectful of the dead.
Right.
I just don't know what's true there. I'd like.
Doesn't stop you from talking your shit.
I was gonna say you guys are doing pretty good at shit talking to me.
Some of us played pickleball against some others of us and kicked their asses, and some of us shit talked the entire time.
Wow, Roy.
While others could not handle it.
Wow.
I would like to.
I was more angry at my performance.
Also, Chris Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were terrible, Roy.
Chris Cody was shit talking me, and I was his teammate.
You were dominated. Yes, you were being shit talked by everybody because you were terrible.
I don't know my own power.
That's more reporting than anything.
But I mean,
it's a finesse game.
Not a game of power.
Look at Dan piling on. I want everyone to watch what's going on here with this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. We all saw it.
I saw the blood boil. I'm starting to taste my own blood over here. I don't like it.
Roy hit a home run in a major league ballpark, or at least where it is that the Marlins played in batting practice. I believe he's the only one here who could do that. Roy was not an embarrassment on American Ninja Warrior the way many of our participants were at American Ninja Warrior.
Easier course.
Roy would be one of the best athletes on the show, if not for the existence of Chris Cody, who was then beat in a race by Billy Gill, and I believe Jessica can throw an orange further than any of you. Roy is said to be around here among our best athletes. So,
but that's not saying much.
Congratulations, Roy.
Thank you. I can absolutely launch an orange.
Yeah, and we'd kick Dan Patrick's crew's ass.
We need to do this. We need to finalize this.
Well, they don't like us.
No, I know, but when's that ever stopped us? Like, yes.
Well, it stops us because they need to participate.
This time.
Right.
This time it stops us. Congratulations, you've stopped us.
We were talking before the show, Hawk, I don't know, because you were a real athlete. I don't know if you ever played with a Vortex football growing up. Did you ever play with the Vortex?
I don't. Give me another word.
The Vortex was like the Nerf one with like the tail on it.
But it would
had
make
like
noise.
and then it had like the whistle.
Yeah.
I felt like I could throw that 90 yards easily. Where probably it went like 45 feet.
It's hard to catch, though, because sometimes the whistle part would get you right on the nail.
Right.
It was kind of only for like the long ball competition, because when you tried to play actual backyard football with it, it became tough.
Dude, you could throw bullets with that thing.
But it was hard to aim because it was like your perception of where you were throwing. It would go like 10 yards further.
You need
For
some
some.
touch precision, Dan.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was my first inkling that I wasn't a quarterback.
The point was, Dan was trying to say how great we all are as athletes. I think we could all throw a vortex. At
The
least 90
vortex
yards.
competition would be epic.
I left you out on pole vaulting, and that's how you attack, by doing that, by
No,
taking
we're
the
just trying to-
You've been doing it for 20 years. I understand. I'm familiar with your work.
You don't have a connection point to the vortex. That connected with so many people in our audience.
You were the pole vaulter. I named everyone else as an athlete. Mike's probably mad somewhere in there that I haven't talked about his shit-talking soccer play as the greatest keeper that South Florida's ever seen.
My game got canceled yesterday, but I am active.
The point was that Roy is supposed to be among the great athletes we had, and at pickleball he was terrible. And the original question I was asking, Hawk, how much do your feet hurt?
I also
They hurt a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They hurt tremendously.
You said I wasn't scared to go through a secondary. You didn't answer the question about what the cost, what the tax is of I love it, and now you're in retirement. You're looking for physical contact, and you can't have it anywhere because you love so much being in pain.
Yeah, I don't love being in pain. I miss being in pain. There's a difference. Right?
I mean, I want
that
you
felt profound. Somebody back me up here.
This is what I've been trying to get to for 20 minutes.
I like the soreness. That makes me know that it's working.
It makes me feel like I put the work in. Mm-hmm. You know? That
But
there
you
was a
chose your
cost.
kids. You could have put more work in, and you chose your kids.
That's why I do supersets now.
I put a different kind of work in.
You're trying to shame him for being a good father?
Yeah, it's like you could have had a Super Bowl, man.
Or two.
You could have had a Super Bowl, and then they could have went to the NFL because you were absent. You're ruining the cycle of our football. This is why American whites are dominating.
Is it also
There's not
possible?
enough fatherless kids, Hawk?
Is it
Ridiculous,
also
Stugotz.
possible that your body's hurting because you're getting old? Because like I didn't play in the NFL, and boy, my dogs bark sometimes.
Billy, the thing that I want to ask him, because I think this culture that he comes from, and it's football culture.
I was going to say, whoa.
Here.
Okay.
Careful, Dan.
Careful there, bud.
That the entirety of that culture is built so he would be reluctant to tell us how tough he is. I'm going to have to use a crowbar to get out of his mouth all of the consequences that there were to him missing and liking that physical pain as he enters his late 30s, and it's a little harder to get out of bed because his feet hurt. Like you don't miss. You've got the residual pain. I know you're walking around with it, and you're missing the previous pain when your feet are going to hurt for the rest of your life because no one understands what being a slot receiver does to your feet.
Yeah, no, it hurts. It hurts, man. My ankles hurt. I walk down the steps like I'm 60 in the morning. It takes me at least 30 minutes to not limp around throughout the day. I have bone spurs in both of my ankles, so they don't bend the way they need. So it's literally just me picking my feet up and just going like this with no, torque, really, for a little bit until they get warmed up.
Yeah.
It's harder to work out. I should probably start taking anti-inflammatories to make myself feel a little better. My shoulders hurt. I can't lay with my arms up for a certain amount of time. All those things.
It just sounds like you're getting old. I got to be honest.
I think this is just age.
But I'm 38. Is that supposed to be? I'm only 38. Is that what happens?
You laugh at this, but I believe this is sort of part of the dehumanization that happens in the transaction of how overtly you guys are giving your money or your bodies over for money. Like it's the trade. You're going to age faster than the rest of us.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Faster. He's in better shape. I started feeling these things at like 27.
25 for me.
Yeah. You were in shape a lot longer than the rest of us. I think if anything, it's delayed pain.
No, it hurts still. I mean, I'm still an elite athlete. I think if we had a competition, I would still win all the competitions. And this is my shit talking.
Amongst us, you're saying.
This is my defense mechanism.
Don't
to
let me
start
taste
shit talking.
blood,
You don't want any smoke with me, Billy.
Right.
All right? I still run the 100-meter dash in at least 11 seconds.
I mean, it just sounds like rapid degeneration just based on your playing.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem very fast, but I also don't know what a meter is.
Yep.
Metric system. Yeah.
11 seconds?
Pretty fast.
Yeah.
I would like, as a countermeasure, as your signature line, Billy, as an action hero, don't let me taste blood. You don't let me taste blood with your face on it. That's a T-shirt. I would buy that as a T-shirt. Yes, that you will
I need to stop that.
crush.
Gosh, dude, I love it.
You will crush Hawkins in all you would beat him. You'd beat him in pole vaulting. You'd beat him in pole vaulting.
Nah, I don't know about that.
You'd beat him in pole vaulting.
I'm old and slow now.
I think that there is so much content on this show that goes malnourished.
Tell me about it.
That is a superhero plot right there. That in order for his superpowers to kick in, he has to taste blood.
Dan's still talking
his shit. So he has to get punched in the face, something has to happen to make you taste his own blood, so that he turns into the.
I would love to see pole vaulting between you and Billy.
Man. Hannibal Lecter.
It's very dangerous, Dan. It's not a sport that we should all just be doing, especially at our advanced ages.
Pole vaulting is always dangerous.
You would take him though, right?
In pole vaulting,
you think you would take him? Right?
That seems so dangerous to me. I am more fearful of pole vaulting and NASCAR, than football.
I live on the edge, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Easily.
Some of us are built for this.
Sounds like you're backing down for "Don't Let Me Taste Blood." It sounds like
I don't want to make him taste.
You were
What is your
saying
end
something
game
about
here, Dan?
wanting
You want him
smoke.
to punch me in the face? Like,
No,
where
I
is
want
this
you to
going?
pole vault.
My eyes have been open. Dan constantly talks shit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
man.
I did not know this. Like, hit the entire show. Him talking shit
on
It's
behalf of others.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, wait a minute.
And then he says he doesn't talk shit. That's the funny part.
Like,
Not that he does it, is that he thinks his style, because his
never
style
said that.
is different.
Sorry, I
That's
touched
it.
the
Ain't
wrong
fair.
thing. I'm looking for the yes, you just
That's a
explained
fine,
the
man.
show to everybody. Yeah. That's
Venmo
the whole.
fund.
I've been doing it for 20 years.
But it's
Where you been?
incessant. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the entire show is built on you talking shit about others and getting them to fight.
That's right.
That is.
Yes.
We figured it out.
Yeah. What are you?
Constant
Why are
divider.
you showing everybody the whole thing? What are you
bothered.
doing?
Mike,
20 years.
What are
Cog
you
is this
doing?
manipulative machine.
Cog.
Like, what are you? I don't understand.
Cock, it's all right. People
This
talk shit. What?
I'm a Brett Favre in this manipulated machine.
I can't find the right button here. I'll find it. Hold on.
another phone.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, high sticking.
Whoa!
No, that's not the one that I needed. I'm sorry. I'm going to find it in a second because Mike, how is this dawning on you after 20 years? Like, how is this something you're noticing right now?
How do you press the wrong buttons twice and you don't have to go to
You
the
don't get the
box?
show.
There it is.
Yeah,
Because
classic.
I'm in charge.
It was a
Because,
classic
yes, what do you mean?
4-minute bit.
What do you mean? How do I get to? It's the thing I do. Like, and Mike's just realizing. Thank you, Billy. I was looking for that one too. I appreciate you helping Roy there.
Aqua?
Yeah, I miss all of that. And yes, I'm shit talking all show, but I also think it is funny as we talk about the pain of Hawk, how easily he relays when we finally get to it. Hey, this is the pain I'm in. And what I don't think you guys understand is you look at him and say, no, this is just aging. His pain threshold is miles beyond where ours is. Miles, like miles and miles still.
He's never had his period.
No.
Well, have you, Hawk?
Very valid. That is, I have nothing for that.
I don't need to hear about men's pain tolerances.
Yeah.
I
have a baby.
Have you had kidney stones?
No kidney stones.
Oh, you're soft.
Yeah,
No,
Billy
have
really
not given
probably
birth.
he ate a raw onion
not had a
man
period.
for you.
That was weird.
He probably has the highest pain tolerance.
For me, that's quite the martyrdom, quite the crucifix, the onion.
And you still shit talk him this whole show.
Crazy.
Oh,
I did get hit by a car when I was 12, though.
Okay, you win.
Okay.
Wait, how fast is it going?
It was going pretty good. I flew into an intersection on my bike, but I wasn't supposed to be gone from the house. And so I got hit, and I flew about probably 25 feet.
What?
In front of another girl my age. Once she see I was okay, she started laughing. And the lady was like, oh, my gosh. She stops the car. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I just got to get home because I wasn't supposed to be gone on my bike. And I was so scared that I was going to get in trouble for being gone. I just went home.
Did that make it hurt less?
The adrenaline was going because getting hit by a car seemed to be the path of least resistance between getting in trouble by my folks for leaving the house when I wasn't supposed to.
That happened to me once. My friends, we were like roughhousing and they were swinging this like bag of marbles around and it like hit me in the head. And my parents were at church and I was afraid that we were going to get in trouble for roughhousing. So we never told
Just
them.
never
And
said
I
anything,
thought
yes.
for the next like 24 hours, I was probably just going to drop dead.
That's not getting hit by a car.
That's a little different.
I broke my
didn't
back.
say it was, but I was afraid of getting in trouble. That was the common thread.
I broke my back in the game.
Okay.
When I was in college. You know what? It helped me in football because after getting so much pain, I then wasn't scared of it or any of it.
Really?
Yeah. It got to a point like, you've had everything. You've broken your back. You've done it. And it was like, all right, whatever happens, happens at that point.
You were numb to pain.
Put it on the poll.
No longer scared of it.
At Le Batard Show, what hurts more, getting hit by a car or getting hit by a bag of marbles?
In the head.
In the head? Because I will say again, and I don't know if...
Or your period.
Well, that one, everyone conceded that one. I thought, okay, put that on the poll as well. What hurts more, an NFL career or your period? Fine. At Le Batard Show. I thought it had been conceded, though. The thing about Hawk and what we're talking about is I do believe you can articulate all the reasons that the pain is worth it. With football players, when Stugotz says, they know the consequences, I worry for you in your 60s and 70s because the pain threshold is going to have to sustain for the 40 years after the 7 years of playing.
Yeah, don't worry for me. I'll be all right, man. It was.
You got out early, man.
But it was worth it, you would say, right? Like it's like every time we talk to somebody about what it costs, every single time they say it was worth it.
I agree. It was worth it. At this stage of my life, I will say it was worth it.
What are you laughing about, Mike?
He would not let you get in there. He wanted a grief eat so bad.
Yeah, man. I'm not,
Just
I'm here.
slapped you off the line and ran right past you.
I'm here. I would not be here if that was not the case. I'm talking to Dan Le Batard.
That's right.
We know.
I remember 20 years ago watching this show, like, man, if only I could make it on that show.
You made it, kid. You made it.
Folks, did you know that sleep is one of the most important parts of recovery? Whether you're a pro athlete or just looking to crush your day, getting the right kind of rest is key. And that's where Sleep Number Smart Beds comes in. Since 2018, Sleep Number has partnered with the NFL to help elite athletes get quality sleep that they need to perform at their best. In fact, 80% of NFL players sleep on Sleep Number Smart Beds. Tough workout? The Sleep Number Smart Bed can be adjusted to suit your needs. Firmer one night, softer the next, giving you the ultimate recovery boost. And let's talk about those sweaty, sleepless nights. The new Climate Cool Smart Bed adjusts up to 15 degrees cooler on either side with scientifically designed cooling programs to keep you comfortable and undisturbed. Sleep Number Smart Beds don't just help you sleep, they learn how you sleep, providing personalized insights to help you get even better rest. It's like having a sleep coach right in your bedroom. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. And now, save 50% on the new Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. Limited time, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
Hey there, wellness warriors. If you're like me, you've given a lot of thought to how to improve your health and wellness routine this year. I've started stretching more, do a little mindfulness and meditation every day, try to clear my mind, make my body feel right. Take your health routine to the next level with the magic of contrast therapy. Meet our new amazing sponsor, Redwood Outdoors. They're making it easy to bring the benefits of saunas and cold plunges right to your backyard. A Redwood Outdoors backyard sauna seats 2 to 8 people, where you can relax, unwind, and enjoy all the benefits like reduced muscle tension, improved sleep, and glowing skin. And it doesn't stop there. Redwood Outdoors' invigorating cold plunge helps to boost circulation, sharpen your focus, and leave you feeling absolutely revitalized. Whether it's detoxing deeper, reducing inflammation, or connecting with loved ones in moments of peace, Redwood Outdoors has you covered. Enhance your physical and mental wellness routines with Redwood Outdoors. Take advantage of special savings today. Visit redwoodoutdoors.com. Use code DAN to save $175. That's redwoodoutdoors.com, code DAN to save $175 on your order. redwoodoutdoors.com, code DAN.